Hi, welcome back to 22 Blue, our very own podcast. My name is Anisha and I will be your host today. Today's episode 6, will be about school-related stress.
Follow us on Instagram at 22blue.podcast and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And make sure to turn on post notifications for uploads. Enjoy! We post funny bloopers on Instagram, so look out for that.
Special shout out to Jay for editing our episode. Follow them on Instagram at blue_J_art. We're so sorry about missing the last few weeks, but we know this week's episode is going to be great. By the way, we don't intend to offend anyone, and these are just our personal opinions, and we really apologize if anything offends you.
Next up, we have our topic of the week. We will be talking about forms of school-related stress.
So starting off, I'm just going to give like a basic definition of school-related stress. So pretty much, I just think it's like stress induced by school that is unwanted and usually not appreciated. And schools realize it, and most schools are actually trying to do a lot about it, but it is kind of a mess. So anyone have any like stories that they would like to share?
Well, I don't have any stories, but like what times like during school are most stressful for you guys? Because for me, I know that like the week before finals for me was more stressful than the week of finals because I had a lot of tests before finals, and during finals I didn't have to take any of them because I didn't need to improve or like none of them are mandatory. So how was it for you guys?
For me, I did have finals, but I do have to agree with your statement about like having it hard before the week before because yeah, we did get a lot of tests.
I would like also agree with Chris because for finals, during finals week, I didn't have to take that many tests either, and I actually felt finals week was really like stress less because I didn't have to do much. But the week before, I had like a bunch of assignments, and I felt like the teachers just put everything at the end right before, so it was kind of stressful.
Yeah, I had to study like kind of a lot because I also didn't have too many tests. But the teachers did give a lot of resources, which is good. But it was still a lot of work, and I was very stressed out.
A lot of my teachers are like doing activities to try and make like our schools less stressful. Like they're not very helpful, but I'm glad that they're like doing something instead of just nothing. Ishan, do you want to talk about stuff?
Yes, thank you. I would love to talk about stuff. I think that most of the stress that we as, freshmen feel comes due to the inherent nature of e-learning because, there's lots of physical stress on like your eyes because you're staring at a screen a while, even if you have healthy eyesight. And it's also just kind of isolating, I guess you would say. So whereas when you'd be working on an assignment in class, you could play around with your friends behind the teacher's back, which is not officially supported, but I mean, people do it. Here it's just
like the friendly banter,
Exactly.
the chatter.
Really yeah. Which is why my chemistry teacher keeps the chat to individual students open so that, during classes, he has us interact. And while some kids don't interact, it's really fun because, I have some friends in chemistry who I never would have met if I didn't, send a random meme in the chat earlier.
That's so cool of him. I wish my teachers would do that. That's props to your chemistry teacher.
You're so lucky.
He's great. He loves to drink salt water. Yeah. But like,
What?
So okay, it was for an experiment, but let's not get into
the students' tears.
Oh my god, please!
It was a chemistry experiment, but let's not go off on a tangent. I think it's just inherent with the general design of e-learning, but it's kind of unfortunate that to live, we kind of have to do e-learning. So that's the lesser of two evils.
So knowing that like we are going to open next week, are any of you guys actually thinking of going in person and doing the hybrid model that they're offering?
At the moment, I'd say probably not like this month, but I'm definitely considering like maybe going back for a week and like maybe like late February or early March just to see. because I know our school's doing a lot of preventative measures, and I know everyone has different thoughts, but like, I don't know, maybe just like 1 week just to see how it goes. And yeah, what about you guys?
I mean, I would consider it, but like, I'm probably not gonna, take that chance until, April-ish, because like cases are still on the rise, and there are still the vocal minority of people who deny the severity of the virus, i.e. wearing masks on their chins, which masks do not hinder your breathing at all. Like,
They don't belong in your chins.
Yes.
Please wear your mask correctly.
22 Blue can say this, but wear your mask. Please, just wear your mask.
Yes, we fully support this message. Just wear your masks and
Social
don't
distance.
go to just follow the guidelines, and we'd be out of this mess. Chris, do you have some thoughts?
I'm probably not gonna go to school, mostly because I'd rather not risk getting a virus, but I do know that our school's taking lots of preventive measures, and I also know that our area is not too bad in like taking care of themselves. So,
So instead of
Miki,
going
what do you
off
think?
on the negatives of e-learning, do you guys have anything that you really like about e-learning?
Yeah, I like that we have the chance to just like do our assignments more freely, because like when we're in e-learning we have to work. I mean, I do this, I know I probably shouldn't, but I kind of do my assignments like all kind of at the same time, so because it helps me it just helps me to finish them faster. So I like that freedom that we get in e-learning.
Yeah, definitely. Like e-learning, there's so much freedom. It's like a lot more flexible, and it's truly like kind of cool because you get to go at your own pace, and the teachers are all like being really flexible about it. Anyone else have anything they like about it?
I kind of like how e-learning is really flexible and we don't have to like walk to each of our classes. Also, like, if you have a question, like, you don't have to say it to the whole class, because sometimes my questions can be, like, kind of, like, dumb questions, and, like, I wasn't really paying attention, so, like, asking my friends instead of, like, saying in front of the whole class is, like, really relieving, so.
Yeah, and I would also appreciate the teachers for trying their best, because like most teachers don't know exactly how to transition to a virtual environment almost like that, and a lot of their their subject material, like my chemistry teacher for example, his subject material is really built for learning in person, but he's done his best to make it as easy as possible for his students to be able to learn and understand. So I think that the teachers deserve a lot of credit as well. And this is a personal thing for me, but if it wasn't for e-learning, I wouldn't have met some of my, current closest friends, and I wouldn't have gotten closer with this group. So I got a great friend group out of it, and that is something I will, be indebted to e-learning for.
So I know that there are some classes that are actually quite stress relieving. So Jay, would you like to share about your art class? Because I know you really enjoyed that. So could you further explain on that?
Oh yeah. I did digital art and design for a semester, which was enjoyable. I did enjoy it. But it did get a bit stressful even for me, because I'm such a creative and in my own right. And I don't like doing assigned projects. That's my problem. I don't like doing what people tell me to do. I usually like to do my own thing. So I enjoyed doing some of the projects, but I really had to push myself into doing them, even though I really do like art and stuff like that.
That's nice. It is a fun class, considering it's art and it's a hobby that you like. Does anyone else have a class they really enjoy?
I'll sort of add on. I feel like school sort of limits our creativity. So what are your guys' most stressful school subjects? Because I'll go first. For me, I'll say last semester my most stressful subject was English, because my teacher she wanted this whole different writing style for me. And as Jay said, for her art thing, I'm also a very creative person in writing, and I don't like being told what I have to write or what I have to do. So I had to change my whole writing style in under 2 months so that I could get a good grade in that class. But what are your guys' hardest classes?
Spanish. I cannot do Spanish for the life of me.
Oh my god, I can't relate to you.
Cal knows.
Spanish is hard.
How much I suck at Spanish.
Yeah.
I just don't learn the endings of the Spanish because, subjunctive and all of that stuff. But I won't learn it and I'll be so confused. And I, will blank and I won't be able to. But I also know that some classes at the end of school are also tiring because most people feel tired and they just don't want to learn.
I'd agree that Spanish is pretty stressful. But for me personally, it would have to be LA, just like Cal, because I'm not as creative. I'm not really good at drawing. If you guys could see my attempt at drawing a circle, it would be nightmare fuel. But I'm not really great at following rules. I don't like being restricted. And English, my teacher, he's great, but he wanted me to learn a different style of writing. And I'm used to presenting my thoughts and speaking and writing a different way than what, expected to get a decent grade. So it's I have to go into a completely different mindset, and I kind of hate that I have to do that. But I mean, at the same time, I don't want to fail. So it's kind of, you pick your poison.
Okay, so for you, ELA is the most stressful class, and for Cal also. Would you like to tell us your most stressful class and why?
I don't really have a super stressful class, but I would say I hate math the most. I really like teaching young children class and also clothing and design because I feel like those are the least stressful.
That's so cool. Yeah. Wait, what do you do in that class?
Which one?
The clothing and design one.
Oh, well, you sew and, you can make stuff. We're going to make some backpacks and, a sweater and stuff. And, masks. Guys, always wear your masks. And, scrunchies.
That's so fun. Do you guys think there's any way that we could make e-learning better than it already is?
I don't think that they can really do much, but because it's e-learning and you're really restricted to yourself and just in your room, right? So I don't know much, yeah.
Well, I agree with Miki. I sort of feel like there's not much they can do, but maybe just in general, in-class curriculum, making it a bit more interesting. Because I know from my chemistry class, we do these Google form escape rooms. And instead of a presentation where you make your kids sit through and take notes, it's much better if you have more interaction and collaborate with others rather than more boring stuff, if you know what I mean.
I actually personally prefer if they do the presentations and we take notes because I think it's obvious. I just don't sometimes want to talk to people on certain days. So if I'm forced to collaborate with someone and then I have I'm just I'm out. I'm I'm too tired.
Oh yeah, I get that also.
I would say that there are times when they push too hard on interaction, early morning classes, I have first period or second period. So they're oh, okay, please talk. And I'm I just got up. So I don't really want to. I think teachers are doing their best to, make e-learning as best they can. But it's just not very suited to the typical learning environment. And it's a big change for everybody.
Okay, so pretty much what we've come out of this conversation is there's a lot of stress being put to us by teachers and all our assignments, but it is what it is, and we can't really do much about it considering that it's all during a pandemic. And I hope that you all wear your masks, and we're so grateful that you're watching our podcast. And email us if you have any questions or suggestions. Follow us on Instagram, okay? At 22blue.podcast, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. As always, keep smiling and being amazing. Can we get a bye from everyone?
Bye. Bye, everyone.